Boys, Ceiling MMA here, and today, this is the start of like a new fucking series, man. I think this is called. I'm calling this right. I'm calling it Ceiling Weekly. I think that's what I'm gonna call it at least. I know I only have 5 subscribers, which by the way, that's gone up. You know, I used to only have 2, and now I have 5, so I'm very proud of that. But like I want to start this because I have college, right? So and college in the UK is a bit different. It's a bit like school, right? Uh, and it's like every day, I have to go to college apart from Thursdays, which is when I'm recording this right now. Um, so I want to be able to sum up a bunch of stuff I want to talk about MMA into a video that I can record on Thursday, when I have the time and stuff. Because I'm not usually knackered after college, and I don't really like recording with people in the house just 'cause it's kind of loud. Or I'm loud, if you know what I mean. People who've done this will understand what I mean. But today, mate, I just wanted to talk about like a bunch of different things. So yeah, let's get into it. Starting off, Jon Jones. What are you doing? I mean, usually I just talk about like the matchmaking or whatever, who wins this fight. But today I'm pissed off, man. I'm actually pissed off at Jon Jones, right? Jon Jones, we want you to be fighting Aspinall, mate, or we want something, or vacate the belt. You're in Thailand, obviously high. Like, look at his eyes. There's no fucking nothing there. He's on something, right? On the back of a bike. This guy, right, John. You are a Christian man with a wife and I think at least 3 children, right? And your daughter, your oldest daughter, is kind of bad, and I can say that because we were born in the same year. Nah, she's not. I don't know, man. I don't want to. Whatever. Point is, Jon Jones, you shouldn't be in Thailand on the back of a motorcycle acting fucking gay. When you have a wife and kids, clearly on drugs. You're pushing 40, mate. You're like 37, 38, right? And you're holding up the entire heavyweight division to do this, right? It's actually disgraceful, and his justification was oh, I'm just living my best life, guys. Like, if your best life is going to Thailand, doing drugs and being gay instead of training and being with your wife and kids like a good Christian man should be doing, well, actually, then like you're not fucking living your best life. You're living like a bitch, honestly. Like, yeah, this guy is like doing an unlikable challenge, but I swear. I mean, maybe his wife and kids are happy he's gone, because I guess it means less beatings. I don't know though. I just wanted to talk about that and how the UFC obviously isn't going to do shit about it. Islam Makhachev has to vacate his belt when he wants to become double champ, but Jon Jones fucking just gets to keep the heavyweight belt for like 2 years with 1 title defense and do nothing. Moving on. This got announced the other day, right? And I do also want to talk about 319, which got announced. Drickers and Hamzat got announced for that, which I'm hyped about. Boys, I'm very scared, man. If you look at my channel banner, you'll see I have kind of currently my favourite fighter in every division on the channel banner. And for lightweight, I have Charles Oliveira. And not only is Charles my favourite lightweight, he's my favourite fighter ever, like hands down. And I like Ilia Topuria. I'm actually a big fan of Ilia Topuria as well. But this fight scares me, man, because Charles Oliveira has a tendency to get hurt. And Ilia Topuria has a tendency to just knock people the fuck out, But I want you lot to hear me out. And I'm going to be talking about the co-main that got announced for this card too, because that's an interesting one. This Charles Oliveira, I think, could win this fight. Because everyone's coming out, everyone's saying Ilia's just going to chill him. I'm pretty sure I saw something that said Ilia is like a minus 380 favourite, which is insane. I can kind of see why. But, guys, listen, I want you to hear me out on this, right? think about their styles. Ilia Topuria needs the front foot to fight, you know. Kenny Okoye was trying to paint the narrative that JDM needs to be on the front foot to box, and that's why he was going to lose to Bilal. Obviously, that didn't pan out, and JDM can box on the back foot. But Ilia legitimately has only ever finished fights against the cage. If you look at any Ilia Topuria knockout in the UFC, the Jai Herbert one against the cage, Holloway against the cage, Volk against the cage. I know Ilia hit Holloway with the shot that led to it out in the open, but he needed to get him against the cage to actually finish the fight. And he was on the front foot, right? Holloway was giving up the back foot. Charles always holds the center. He doesn't give up the back foot. He's gonna be using his teeps down the middle to keep Ilia back. Charles calf kicks a lot and he will knee stomp, which is two things that Max Holloway and Volk... Well, Volk was using the calf kicks effectively, and Holloway was using the knee stomps effectively against Ilia. Those are things that were working. If Ilia gets in close, Charles can clinch. He can rip him with knees and elbows in the clinch, and that's gonna... You know, Ilia's gonna be having to try and fight for over-unders and try and get his hands moving in the clinch, and that's gonna tire you out, and that's gonna mean that he's not gonna really be able to hit Charles, right? I think Charles could get hurt in this fight. He probably will, but I think I might lean towards Charles, and also he can wrestle, man. Michael Chandler, I know he's not amazing, but he's very good at like defending takedowns. I won't even lie to you. He is like, people act like Paddy Pimblett mauled him. Like, did he? Because Michael Chandler was the one who was taking Paddy down, and Paddy had to hurt Chandler on the feet before taking him down. Charles Oliveira went in there and chain wrestled Michael Chandler easily, and he was throwing him as well. And this guy, like, if he gets... He's going to be stronger, by the way. Although Ilia does look quite strong, so I don't know. But if he gets Ilia down... Because that is an if, because I know Ilia's probably going to have... He'll be working on his takedown defense. If he gets Ilia down, I don't know who is going to be able to get Charles off the top when he takes him down. That's why Charles Oliveira with offensive wrestling is such like a dangerous matchup for anyone. Because his jiu-jitsu is so good. He knows how to control the fight. He knows how your body works on the ground. He knows how to control you. He's so good at it. And man, I'm actually going to pray, right? For this fight. Hold on, I think my internet might have just fucking disconnected. There we go. I might actually pray that Charles Oliveira wins this. I mean, I'm a Christian man. I pray all the time, and these guys are both Christian, so maybe I won't. You know, I don't really want to pray on the downfall of either of them, but I really want Charles to win this, man, because not only would Charles not getting brutally knocked out be one of the greatest moments in UFC history, because it's Ilia Topuria. Look who he has knocked out. But Charles winning the belt back after all this shit he's been through would be probably my favourite moment in UFC history. Okay, moving on. Going down, we got Pantoja versus Kai Kara-France here. I'm seeing some narratives, man. I'm seeing some narratives that Kai Kara-France is the perfect stylistic matchup to beat Pantoja. People forget, man. Look, I know he has good takedown defense. Okay, and that might play into it. I know he has good takedown defense, but like, bro, watch the Amir Albazi fight. Firstly, Pantoja's going to be pushing you on the back foot, and I've almost never known Kai Kara-France to have success on the back foot. Like when he fought Steve Erceg, he was on the front foot, and he switched stances, which works so well against Erceg, because Erceg's defense a lot of the time is just backing up in a straight line. So he threw the hook, Erceg backs up, and Kai switches stance as he throws the next hook, which is able to catch Erceg, because Erceg didn't really see it being able to come so far, right? Pantoja's going to be pressing forwards. When Amir Albazi had a grappling threat against Kai Kara-France, he froze up Kai Kara-France did, and he didn't throw that much in that fight. If you actually watch that fight, it's so much just jabbing, occasional calf kick. He starts throwing more in the 5th round and kind of in the 4th round too, and I thought it was a robbery, but you're going close enough with Amir Albazi for it to be a robbery. Like, I know styles make fights, but we saw what the best flyweights in the world do to Amir Albazi when he fought Brandon Moreno. We saw what happens, you know? Kai Kara-France froze up because of the grappling threat, and Amir Albazi was able to take him down and hold him down. Kai's going to have some success, but Alessandro Pantoja's on a run, and he's confident, and he's going to go forwards, and he'll mix it up with the takedowns, and I think Alessandro Pantoja is going to 49-46 Kai Kara France. And Kenny Okoye is also going to pick Kai Kara France. And it won't work. Yeah. As a whole, this card is I mean, you know what? It's International Fight Week. You know, this is a good card, but we need more than that for International Fight Week. Anyone remember how good UFC 299 was? How many fucking fights were on that? There's some good ones here, you know. Royval and El Cap is a good top 5 matchup. This is pretty good for lightweight. You know, I'm excited for Roman Kopylov. This is a good unranked middleweight fight. But then it's like, you know, I mean, it's not bad. Tracy Cortez is hot. We'll see how she does against Araujo. Jonata Denise is pretty cool. I actually like his style. I think he'll beat Justin Tafa, but I mean, I feel like we need like one more top 5 matchup, and this is good. Like, why couldn't we've got Dan Hooker and Justin Gaethje on here, or Paddy Pimblett and someone on here? Because I feel like, I mean, actually, I think Dan Hooker might still be injured, or might just have had surgery. But like, there is a lot of top 5 guys who can fight, I feel, and we could have got them on this card, and that would have been fine. And literally one more, and it would have been for the main card, and we have a main card of these two, feature fight of, you know, this top 5 matchup. Maybe it's Izzy fighting or Strickland or something, right? Then Royval and Manel Cap, then Dariush and Moicano. Headlining the prelims, we have Costa and Kopylov. So then that's already like, that's a good card, you know. And we just need to add some more, maybe some more unranked fights or bottom of the ranking fights, and we're good. We're good to go. It's not bad, you know. Obviously, I'm gonna watch it because I have no life. But yeah, I mean, this is. I just hope Charles doesn't get knocked out, man. That's all I have to say about that. Yeah. This fight, man. Dricus du Plessis Hamzat Chimaev is announced. Dricus basically, I don't know. I think it was Caio Borralho convinced everyone that Dricus was injured in an attempt to get a fight with Chimaev for an interim belt. I don't know why he'd do that, but Dricus is fine. He proved it. This fight's happening in Chicago. Honestly, lads, Dricus du Plessis by pulling the canvas like off the floor to reveal a giant canyon. Hamzat Chimaev is still like running mid-air, looks down, realizes he's mid-air, falls to the ground, and Dricus du Plessis wins. Nah. I think I do think Dricus is gonna win this, you know, and I saw Bedtime picked Hamzat Chimaev, and I can see why, you know, the plot armor, it is there. These guys both, this is like plot armor versus plot armor, really. But man, I think Dricus is physically strong enough to, in the first round, survive. Robert Whittaker had a pre-existing jaw injury where Hamzat squeezed his mouth a little bit, and his teeth just fucking gave in, you know. By the way, I hope Whittaker beats RDR. Yeah, I'll just say that. I hope he does. Don't know if he will. We'll see. And I think Dricus du Plessis, even when he gets tired, still like he still pushes through and looks good and looks the same. You know, he's gonna game plan a lot for this. Obviously, he'll be defensively grappling in camp and stuff. And I know he hasn't really fought many grapplers, and back in the day he was getting taken down by Brunson, but that was ages ago. And Chimaev does really gas in the second round, and you know there are other guys out there who, like, I feel like when he gasses they haven't been able to put it on him as much. Burns did put it on him, but like not as much as I think Dricus would. Dricus is really physical. He's gonna push a higher pace than Burns. He's gonna come in there with volume, and I could see him shooting first against Chimaev just to like, which might be dumb, but like just to kind of get the grappling on his terms, you know, and make Hamzat expend more energy in either defending the shot or trying to reverse. And I'm going to go Dricus by around 4 TKO. Hamzat might get a second win in the third like he sometimes does, but I think Dricus du Plessis will is going to end up getting it done. Yeah, just because Hamzat's cardio is not good. Like, that's not really a secret. And I think I've always thought, like, this guy's going to get exposed, and I thought Whittaker would be the one to do it, but then that was kind of like, you know, Whittaker sort of, well, as I said, the pre-existing injury, and that's not really it. Whitaker's more bullyable. He's more he's more of a guy who can throw people around than Dricus du Plessis. Like, no, he's more of a guy who's gonna get thrown around than Dricus. Like, Dricus probably will get thrown around early, but I don't think he's gonna get subbed early. I don't think Hamzat really can hold a candle to him on the feet. So I'm gonna go Dricus du Plessis via painting a hole in the octagon wall. Hamzat tries to run through it and he gets knocked out. Moving on. I figured I should probably talk about Gilbert Burns versus Michael Morales this card. I'm going to talk about the main card, and then there's one fight on the prelims that I do want to talk about. And that is Hyun Sung Park versus Carlos Hernandez. Hyun Sung Park is going to ground and pound TKO Carlos Hernandez. I believe in this guy. He's like the truth. He's a dominant grappler when you actually see him fight. And he's very good, and this isn't loading, but I'm excited for Hyun Sung Park. So that's all I'm going to say. Carlos Hernandez isn't great. I don't really care about most of these fights here. Whatever. I think Moises will probably beat Jared Gordon. This one here, I actually am a fan of Malik Quazel, how you say his name, Costa. He's pretty cool, and he's good. He's coming off a win over Christian Rodriguez. He subbed Andre Philly like really easily. I think Julian Erosa's being underestimated here. I mean, he looked good against Elkins, and I know Elkins isn't very good, but I think Erosa is the better striker versus Costa, and he's a good grappler. He subbed Christian Rodriguez I think it was with a guillotine, and he subbed him, right? And he's had success grappling before, so I think he's going to be able to keep it competitive there with Costa. I would be rooting for Costa, but I think Julian Erosa is going to finish him. Dustin Stoltz versus Ruziboyev. Ruziboyev is good. He's very tall. Or he was for a welterweight when he was down at that weight class. Yeah, 6'5". So he's taller here. He has had a very long career. He's experienced, and Stoltz has experience too. I just don't think he's very good. I think Ruziboyev is pretty good. Not like he's some big prospect, but he is pretty good, and I think the odds are fair here. I think he'll win. You guys might know if you watch my 313. I think it was 313 that Santos fought on last. I'm pretty sure. I'm a fan of Myron Santos. Like, he's cool. He is a good prospect. He arguably lost to Francis Marshall. Watching that fight back, I think he could have got the last 2 rounds. But it was close, man. And this is at lightweight. This kind of depends on how good Sadiq Youssef is at lightweight, because at featherweight he's kind of chinny and he gasses, right? That's how I see Sadiq Youssef, but he does cut a lot of weight, right? Myron Santos' chin is going to be better here. It's not like he has a bad chin, but he did get knocked down in the first round by Francis Marshall. But you know what? I might actually go Sadiq Youssef, because Myron, I feel like he just didn't throw enough against Francis. He was kind of just went in there and he just, I don't know, he didn't throw all that much. It was calf kicks, it was jabs, and maybe the occasional overhand. And I think Sadiq Youssef is decently technical when he wants to be, and I think he's going to get this done by a decision based on the first 2 rounds, I'm going to say. Up the card, Rodolfo Bellato, Paul Craig. I kind of agree with the odds. Bellato is coming off a draw with Jimmy Crute, who's alright. Paul Craig's going back up to light heavyweight. Bellato has a ground and pound TKO win. I think he's going to be able to stay on top. He has good ground and pound, and I think he's going to beat up Paul Craig and TKO in like the second round. He's bigger too. I like Paul Craig. I want him to win, but I don't think he will. Moving on, these odds are atrocious. I know Michael Morales he's looking good. He's quite powerful. And Burns looked very hesitant in his last fight. But bro, he didn't get finished by Sean Brady and Leon Edwards did. How good is Gilbert Burns? Like, it was a 50-45 against Sean Brady, but he looked really good. No, he didn't look. Brady looked good. Brady has looked good. Burns didn't get finished. I know JDM finished him, but JDM just won the belt. So, Michael Morales, if you guys actually don't know, I know it was his debut a while ago. This guy got dropped and taken down by Trevin Giles. And he's shown weaknesses in the grappling. Even in the Magny fight, he was getting pushed up against the cage and smudged before he landed a spinning elbow. I don't think you're going to do that against Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns is a better grappler than Magny. And I think he knows his strengths, and Gilbert Burns is going to smudge Michael Morales and win by decision. He's very good at getting to the back, and I just trust him. And I think Michael Morales is going to come in here thinking like he's hot shit and he's the prospect and he's going to get this done easily. And my boy Gilbert Burns, my second favourite welterweight after the GOAT Leon Edwards, is going to win this by decision. And then we can start talking about, I don't know who will fight next. Hopefully no one who can knock him out, because I just don't want to see that again. Yeah. That's going to be it for today, lads. I just figured I needed to talk about all these things. Yeah. In a bit, lads.